terrifying, Matt. That is terrifying.
It's awful. Yeah, it's a horrible thing to think that this crew, particularly Ray Farmer, will be trusted with another draft pick. I wouldn't trust him with a sharp object personally, but
don't run with scissors.
He's awful as a talent evaluator, and to even think that he could figure things out, it's just not going to happen. He's not all of a sudden going to start picking great players.
No,
he tries to nickel and dime. The quarterback's the most important position, according to Mike Pettin, but if you play well around him, you can win with a mediocre quarterback. That's fine, but you have to have talent around him. And Ray Farmer's thing is, well, you don't have to have talent at the wide receiver position because the Seattle Seahawks don't, and they win. Well, they also have a damn good defense and a pretty damn good quarterback in Russell Wilson, too. So using Seattle as a model isn't very good when you don't have near the guts and the weapons that the Seahawks do.
No, and I hate the Seahawks comparison from Ray Farmer because their wide receivers might not be flashy, but they are reliable, they can catch the ball, and they're above 5'7". And you got a monster running back, and your offensive line is clicking. Like the holes, Matt, that you mentioned.
You got a couple of monster backs.
Sure you do.
They lose Marshawn Lynch, and Thomas Rawls comes out of nowhere and rushes for a couple hundred yards, in a few weeks' time, ends up leading the team in rushing when he goes down with an injury. So, hell, this comparison is completely off base, and it's embarrassing to even put Cleveland in the same sentence as Seattle, and I'm embarrassed for the Seahawks to even be mentioned in that same sentence.
There is no reason for Ray Farmer to come back. The one draft pick you could point to that he picked well was Duke Johnson. That's it. And Danny Shelton has been, at best, serviceable. He's been okay. That's your first round. One of your first-round draft picks from last year has been okay. Can he continue to grow? Hopefully. Cam Irving, embarrassment. Johnny, up and down, polarizing figure. Justin Gilbert still cannot get on the field, and those are just the first-round picks. Like, the guy's a terrible general manager. Maybe he's an okay scout. I don't know, but I do know he should not be heading up a front office in the National Football League. Not a college, probably not even a high school. The guy has been a spectacular failure, and that goes along with Mike Pettin too from that job. So,
without question.
Yeah. Let's swing around the AFC North, see what happened yesterday. You have the Baltimore Ravens upsetting the Pittsburgh Steelers 20-17 with Ryan Mallett for the Baltimore Ravens. 274 yards, threw the ball 41 times, got a touchdown. The Steelers fall to 9-6. I thought that would have been a gimme for sure. With that win, the Cincinnati Bengals clinch the AFC North, and they are in action later on tonight on Monday against the Denver Broncos, and that's going to be a fascinating matchup to me, Matt, because you have A.J. McCarron still filling in for the injured Andy Dalton, and Brock Osweiler with Peyton Manning knocking on the door. The Broncos are free-falling as they can't seem to score points in the second half of a game, so that's going to be an interesting matchup here. Do you think the Steelers will figure out a way and get the wild card spot when it's all said and done?
They got to get some help from Buffalo. They need to rely on Rex Ryan to beat his old team, the New York Jets, if they want to do it.
Yeah. And the New York Jets upsetting the New England Patriots yesterday. How about that? So interesting playoff races. Of course, our poor Cleveland Browns are not a part of it. You're listening to The Doghouse, your inside look at the Cleveland Browns. Andy McNamara alongside Matt Florjancic from WKYC Sports in Cleveland. Matt, by the way, great article, the 2 years of farmer article in the theme of the 12 days of Christmas. I thought that was very well done.
Thank you very much. It was well liked by the fan base too, because I got a lot of good feedback.
Nice. And people can get that just by what? Going to WKYCsports.com?
WKYC.com/sports.
/sports.
It's on our WKYC Facebook page. You might have to scroll through a few other stories to find it, but I wrote it, so I think it's well worth the read. But, it was something that came very easily to me. It took about an hour to write. It was inspired by a clock that plays a different Christmas song every hour, and I just, started humming the tune to myself, and I'm like, all right, I got the first line, and then everything just followed from that.
Might be onto something. Yeah.
I've already started a couple other parodies, too.
Oh, okay. Up there. So what did you get for Christmas, by the way? You get anything good?
This is going to sound like I'm a 12-year-old kid, but I got a bike. My wife bought me a mountain bike, and that was what I asked for, and she came through big
Nice.
time for me. And Jessie made her big kid, as I like to call myself, very, very happy on Christmas morning.
Good man. That's tremendous. I got some socks and some chocolate from the kids. The wife gave me some bourbon, so I'm can sip my way into the new
You're doing all
year.
right. You can at least make it through the next Browns.
Exactly. Yeah, that is the key. That is the key. Okay. Hey, let's get to our Twitter question in the Bark-Off, where we hear from you on Twitter. At AndyMC81, at Matt Florjancic. The question was, Browns are 3-12. End of the season. Who survives? Mike Pettin? Ray Farmer? Neither. Have our tweet of the day from Michael Willoughby at Michael Willow1. He's going with neither, Matt. He's going with neither. Nobody deserves to stay. That's where we're at.
Amen. Testify.
Yes. Yeah, like
I'm with you.
I
100%.
don't know. Like I guess there's maybe if you'd say, okay, with Pettin, you get rid of Jim O'Neill, and completely reform, take yourself almost out of the defensive scheme and bring in somebody totally new. Then maybe you can get by on the offense with DiFilippo, with Flip, who's done a nice job as a first-year OC, Kevin O'Connell as quarterback coach, and you bring in a GM that gets it and can build. But then you're just in that same cycle of the GM will want his own guy. Jimmy Haslam does not want to blow it up. He doesn't want to be a national spectacle. Oh, this guy's blowing it up again. But in this case, Matt, Browns fans would definitely forgive him and I think encourage the move to just start fresh, especially if you get that first overall pick. It would just be it would really seem like 1999 again, like you were starting completely over.
That's basically where this team is at right now.
Oh.
That's how putrid and pathetic this has gotten.
Yeah.
And it could get worse. The thing is, it could get worse before it gets better. The thing is, if you're going to draft a quarterback number 1 overall, don't let the snot get kicked out of him.
No.
Don't start him from day one.
Right.
Put McCown back in there. Let him learn from a veteran that's been around for a while. And for the love of God, let him actually get an understanding before you press him into service. We've seen this too many times where rookie quarterbacks have been, just shoved in there and didn't do the job well. And now it's about time where you let a kid develop the right way.
And try to. The problem in Cleveland, of course, is that never happens.
Impatient.
You always get through injury or by whatever means. You always have at least 3 quarterbacks come out year to year. So we'll have a lot of time to get through draft picks. This next week, Matt, leading up to the Pittsburgh game, and especially during it, remember during the Rob Chudzinski year, halfway through that game, there was word got out that he was getting fired. So the speculation, I'm sure, is going to be rampant through this week. So we're going to do the show this week, folks. The second show leading up to the Pittsburgh game on Thursday, because Friday is New Year's Day. So we'll do a New Year's Eve day show and get you set for Week 17. And I'm looking forward to it, Matt, not for the game itself, but for what happens after, because there's that glimmer of hope that maybe this will be the time they get it right.
I have 6 articles written, depending upon who gets fired. And who
Really?
I have one staying. I have them both going. I have one staying and one going for either of them. So
Wow.
I am as prepared as I could possibly be for that announcement, and I'm going to be on stakeout duty in Berea on Sunday night. I can tell you that.
That is awesome.
Hopefully I get over the sinus infection beforehand, because that would really suck.
That's awesome. You have them all ready as a just in case. That's beautiful. All right. Well, Matt, feel better, my friend. Rest up. Like Johnny and the Browns, one more game to go.
Yeah, and if you don't mind, I'd like to also throw out a congratulations to my father. He's wrapping up his firefighter career today. 33 years on the job.
Wow.
Fire lieutenant outside of Cleveland, Ohio, and he's hanging up his hat and boots after today. So hopefully he gets through the night without too many calls. But congratulations to him, and looking forward to hopefully some Browns football games on a Sunday afternoon where we can cheer together instead of yelling at the screen all the time.
Yes, exactly. Well, a big congratulations there to Mr. Florjancic also. Pass on my best to your dad, Matt. That's a great achievement, great service. And, hey, buddy, we'll see you on Thursday, okay?
All right, sounds good, Andy. Have a good one.
All right, for Matt Florjancic, our Browns insider from WKYC Sports, I'm Andy McNamara. You've been listening to The Doghouse, your inside look at the Cleveland Browns. As always, go Browns.